I'm your host, Jim Neander, with you for another episode. Thanks for joining us. So, what do we got going on today? If you're following along, you know that we're doing a 12-part draft prep series. We are, well in the thick of it, over halfway done now. We've got 6 episodes in the can. So, just a quick recap. Basically, we're doing a full PPR mock draft from each of the 12 draft positions for a 12-team PPR league, right? Pretty simple. A lot of teams are 12 teams. Full PPR, I think, is becoming the norm. And we're doing a pretty standard roster size: 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, and some bench spots. We're not drafting kickers and defenses. And, part of the point here, part of the exercise is to draft the way I would draft. I mean, the whole point here, obviously, is I'm trying to get you all to, watch the show and listen to the show and take my advice for your fantasy football team. Help lead yourselves, help lead me to as many championships and as much of that sweet, not only cash, but all those great bragging rights with your friends, your coworkers, everybody in your leagues. You get to talk all that smack all year long. So, listen, that's the goal. So, we're going through all these draft slots here, trying to see what our team's going to look like if we're drafting from these positions, who's available at each spot, what we can expect as we get there. So, that's what we're doing. We've already got 6 done, so that means we're going to start with the 7th pick in the draft today. Go ahead and start our draft here now. The 7th pick here, we don't know Michael Thomas might be here or not. This is the pick where I start thinking about drafting Michael Thomas, quite honestly, in full point PPR. This is the spot where that safety may start to outweigh some of the question marks of the running backs that are available at this spot here. So, let's go ahead to our draft board. We'll see what's going on here. All right, no big surprises here, right? McCaffrey, Barkley, Kamara, Elliott, top 4, great. Michael Thomas goes at 5, and Dalvin Cook at 6. So, that means, if we wanted to go for one of the safe receivers, we're looking Devontae Adams or we're looking Julio Jones. Now, for me, I'm looking running back here: Derrick Henry, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Austin Eckler, Joe Mixon. With the recent Joe Mixon, contract, he might be in line for a big year this year. They're going to use him a lot, that's for sure. I'm going with Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. I just think, being the number 1 running back in the Kansas City Chiefs offense, an Andy Reid offense just has upside, that you really can't put a price on outside of the top 3. So I'm going with Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. If he's available, at pick 7 and Thomas is gone, for me, that's, kind of an easy pick. All right, so we're off and running here. Let's go. All right, Devontae Adams, Julio Jones, the 2 picks after my pick. Those are the 2 guys I just mentioned. There they go. Henry and Sanders and Hopkins to finish out the first round. Mixon, Eckler, Tyreek Hill, Chris Godwin, Kenyon Drake. Now, surprisingly enough, just like in the last draft, Josh Jacobs did fall to me here. But it was already a very tough decision for me at that point if I was going to go with Josh Jacobs or Travis Kelce. And I think this time I'm going to go with Travis Kelce with the hopes that I get, James Conner or Chris Carson as my running back 2, and we're going to build our team from there. But I do want Kelce in some leagues, and all right, I'm going to go with him here. There you go. Kittle right after Lamar Jackson in the 2nd round. Josh Jacobs, Evans, Chubbs, and Jones. All right, so after the 2nd round, no running backs have gone so far in the first half of the 3rd round. So I would say a few less running backs going in the first 30 picks than in the last few mock drafts. 8, 10, 14 out of 30. So I know 14 out of 24 is not unexpected. So maybe 1 or 2 less, not that many. So we've got a running back, we've got a tight end. Let's look at our cheat sheets, see who's there. I know there's great wide receivers, so you're going to tell me, all right, there's great wide receivers. Juju Smith could be great. I love Calvin Ridley. You all know who I love here, right? A.J. Brown, Lockett, Michael Gallup, great. All those guys are still available. The question for me is here, my running back 2. James Conner or Chris Carson. I have Conner higher in my rankings. I think if Conner's healthy all year, he's a top 10 running back. So that's where I went. No way Carson makes it back. At least that's not what I'm expecting. Wow. Chris Carson made it back into midway in the 4th round. That is highway robbery. Highway robbery. I know it's tough not going with a wide receiver here. We're looking at him. Ridley, Chark, McLaurin, Lockett. I love so many of these guys, but I just can't not take the opportunity to have a great 3rd running back in these drafts. I'm a running back heavy kind of a guy. If you haven't got that, already, then you're not really paying attention to my draft. So, all right, unfortunately, all those wide receivers went. All the guys I really like, not all the guys I really like, but a lot of them went. So, hey, that's the thing. I'm going to wind up a little thin at wide receiver here. Prescott went in the middle of the 5th round, which is a little bit of a surprise to me. So, all right, we got to look back at wide receiver here. We don't have any. I'm looking for big targets right now. I want targets on my team. And unfortunately, I would like to wait one more round to get Michael Gallup. And as I look, a lot of teams have wide receivers, right? So I can expect if I don't go if I don't go with Michael Gallup right here, I think this will not be a wide receiver 1, 2, 3 without a wide receiver. I think maybe there'll be 4 wide receivers picked. So even though I love Michael Gallup, here's the point. I want to play the game to see what happens. I'm going Tyler Boyd the first time I've had any shares of Tyler Boyd, but I think the target's going to be there. I just don't know how high of quality they're going to be. Oh, no. Why? Oh, yeah. Michael Gallup made it back. So that's best case scenario for me. 5 receivers went. I said 4 might go. It went to 5. Some more of the tight ends went. Kyler Murray went. Normally I would be thinking about my quarterback here because Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson are on the board here. But because I went, so thin at wide receiver and there's a guy I like so much, I've got to do it here. I know you're getting tired of watching me draft Michael Gallup, but I'm not going to stop. I'm just not going to stop drafting Michael Gallup. It's not going to happen. So don't hold your breath there, all right? All right, let's see what our team looks like here. We've got 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end. Love it. Love it. Love this team so far. Like I said, I love these picks. 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. Just a fantastic place to be in the draft this year. I love the teams I wind up with when I'm drafting there. So, all right, after Gallup, let's see, Kareem Hunt, Landry, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, of course, there they go. Some other good, high upside receivers. Is Will Fuller not gone yet? Let's see. Because, there he goes. All right, I was going to say, he's been going before Brandon Cooks. That would have surprised me. So, we can go wide receiver here. We can go more running back depth. We can look at quarterback. The great thing is we don't have to think about tight end. That's always a nice thing. So, again, if you watched the last couple episodes, this is the same quandary we're faced with. I'm not going to overdraft this little section of quarterbacks. It's not going to happen. Josh Allen, Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers. I like them all. And that's kind of the point. I like them all. So I'm not overdrafting any of these guys. I'm moving on. Don't have to look at tight end. Let's look at these guys who's available. Love the upside here with some of these young running backs. Let's go to my rankings here. I have Swift pretty high, but the truth is I need to come down on Swift a little bit. With the injury news, it looks like Kerryon Johnson's going to start the year as the number 1 there. Right now I have Swift at number 17. He was definitely one of my guys. I have Cam Akers down at 27. And until I hear a lot more out of camp, I'm going to keep that. So I am going to go DeAndre Swift here. Because even if he doesn't start the season as the number 1, I think by week 4, 5, 6, he's going to be the main guy there. And that's going to be fine for me because I don't need him to start right away at all. He's my 4th running back. So he's not even in my flex, kind of conversation yet. All right. So right after I picked all those quarterbacks I just mentioned went. And that's kind of the problem. So, because I feel like I can wait, but then they all go, right? So I can go with Aaron Rodgers. I can go with Matt Stafford. I'm not going to wait any longer. Carson Wentz is still there. Man, am I going to wait a little longer? Let's see. So 10 teams have quarterbacks. It's just me and team 3. It's always team 3 that doesn't have a quarterback. I wonder what it is about that draft slot. I don't know. But it's always me and team 3 without a quarterback. You know, let's say he grabs Wentz or Stafford or Rodgers. I'm fine with the other one. So I'm going back to wide receiver here. Looking at somebody that I've loved all offseason. I think they're going to throw the ball a ton in Pittsburgh. There's no reason to think Roethlisberger's not going to put up big numbers, whether or not they're a really good team or not. With that defense, though, how could they not be? And I guess that's the point, right? With that defense, maybe they don't throw the ball as much. I can see that narrative, holding some weight. All right, so we've got 4 running backs, 3 receivers. We have our tight end, no quarterback. Wentz is the only quarterback that went after we picked. So there's still 3 guys that we like available. Stafford and 2 guys. Sorry, Stafford and Rodgers. Newton and Roethlisberger are honestly totally fine with me. I'm going to keep drafting upside here. I don't like Jordan Howard for upside. I already have Swift. I don't want Johnson. A lot of people are high on Zach Moss, and that's where I'm going to go. So, when we talk about Zach Moss, the narrative is that, Singletary, not any, if I remember correctly, maybe he's undrafted, but little if no draft capital put into Singletary. Almost no, inside the 10 carries given to him last year between Frank Gore and Josh Allen. They took care of all of that. And all the stuff out of camp is great about Zach Moss. And right now, you're not really hearing much positive about, Devin Singletary. So, that pick there, I like it. Again, these are guys that I'm not planning on playing unless I have injuries or they just blow up out of nowhere. Because I got Edwards-Helaire, Connor, and Chris Carson, as well as DeAndre Swift. So, Zach Moss is a little more of a, emergency situation. All right, need to go back to wide receiver here, or quarterback. Again, no quarterbacks went, since I picked, after Wentz. So I can go here quarterback if I want to. Let's go Aaron Rodgers. I haven't drafted Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to move him down a little bit on my boards. Right now I've got Rodgers as the QB, I think 8. I do have him as QB 8. And I really probably will have him as QB 10 or 11 when I do my final projections on Monday, before the season starts. So, I drafted him over Stafford. I've been drafting Stafford. I went with Rodgers in the 11th round, in the middle of the 10th round. If he has that season where it's like, the narrative's there, he's going to go ballistic and throw, then it's fine. But I don't think he has all the choice in that. Obviously, LaFleur wants to run. They're going to run, and their defense was greatly improved last year. Their pass rush was extraordinarily improved last year. So, we'll see what that does to their game scripts. All right, we got 3 picks left. Look at our roster real quick here. All right, so we've got a bunch of running backs here. We've got 5 running backs already with only 3 wide receivers. We need wide receiver depth. We could also look at a backup tight end later, like a Jarwin, but that would be last round. So let's get wide receiver depth right now. Look at who we have. All right, so, right now the pick for me is obvious. It's Allen Lazard, the number 2 for Green Bay. I just picked Aaron Rodgers. I think the connection could be there between the 2 of them. If Adams misses any games, then obviously he's going to be a target monster. But I think that he has Aaron Rodgers' trust. And that's kind of the biggest thing. You don't see Aaron Rodgers, he's not like a connection guy, I feel like, right? He's a great quarterback. Might have that connection, with a guy on the field. But I feel like he talks up Lazard enough that there's something else, going on there with their connection, that he really likes him. And that's where I'm going. I think he could be a 100-target guy, in that offense if he's healthy all year. And I want 100 Aaron Rodgers targets anytime I can get them. So, All right, there we go. Running, look at that. I'm the only person that didn't pick a running back in round 11, if you can believe that. All the high-end insurance policies are gone in that round. Latavius Murray, Darrell Henderson, Chase Edmonds, Boston Scott, Alexander Madison, and Tony Pollard, along with, some, Nyheim Hines, Antonio Gibson, some other guys. So, all right, there goes Hawkinson. All right, I would have looked at him as a late round backup tight end, but he's gone. I'm going back to wide receiver. I need that depth. at this position here. I want some more high upside. Deshaun Jackson. You know, I hate drafting Deshaun Jackson, honestly. I just do. Nothing against you, man. Nothing against him, nothing against you. It's just the truth. I really don't like drafting him. And I'm going to draft Hunter Renfrow here because with the news that Tyrell Williams is out for the season, you know, he's the number 2, right? I know, you know, who is it? Brian Edwards, I think, is getting, you know, rave reviews out of camp, the rookie. The other rookie, Henry Ruggs, the first wide receiver off the board in the draft this year. So, oh, wow. All the backup tight ends just went. Maybe not Blake Jarwin. Let's see. Jarwin's there. He's my last pick. Oh, yeah. All right. So, we're going to draft him. We're going to see what our draft score is like. I like this team. Again, I love this area of the draft. I love drafting in the middle, 6, 7, 8. What? 83 out of 100. That's brutal. I am shocked. Shocked. You know, it might be the fact that Tyler Boyd's my number 1 wide receiver. I'm sure that's it, but that's pretty rough. B plus from tags, but B and a B minus. I don't know about all that. So let's look at this team real quick. Aaron Rodgers is my quarterback. I understand there's a lot of question marks there, but I didn't draft him early. I got him late. And my running backs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, James Conner, Chris Carson, Zach Moss, DeAndre Swift. Love that group of running backs, especially my top 3. I mean, Edwards-Helaire, Conner, and Carson. Again, I think it'd be 3 top 12 guys. Tyler Boyd, Michael Gallup, Deontay Johnson, Alan Lazard, Hunter Renfrow. So, all right, I'm sure that's part of it. I don't think my bench is going to be as high scoring as they are in typical drafts. And then, you know, of course, I have the advantage with Kelsey. So let's see. I think it's going to be in the middle here. Yeah. This is the lowest bench score I've had, you know, in these drafts so far. So the 6th highest scoring team, 5th highest scoring starters, 6th highest scoring bench. This is a competitive team. I think this team is better than they're saying, though, honestly. So that's just the truth. I think this team is better than that. Of course I do. I'm drafting them, right? But the upside of James Conner and the durability of Chris Carson, I think, you know, kind of cancel each other out if Conner gets hurt, you know, can't play all the games. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the upside is there, we all know. You know, Aaron Rodgers pick, all right. There's question marks there too, and Tyler Boyd is my number 1. But for PPR, I think that's a safe floor wide receiver 1 if you wait till the 5th round to get one. So, you know, Tyler Boyd in the 5th is I think, a safe floor guy that's good for my roster construction. And then Michael Gallup, you know, I think he's going to ball out. So I'm always going to draft him, like I said. So, all right. So that's going to do it for this episode. That's the 7th pick in the draft. We're keeping it rolling. We're going to have the 8th pick out, you know, tonight, tomorrow morning, very, very soon, and all the rest. So we're going to have all 12 picks out by the end of Friday. This way you're ready to go for your drafts. Tons of drafts happening on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and even Tuesday up to Wednesday, right? The season starts on Thursday. I'm a proponent of drafting as close to the season start as humanly possible. So I've got drafts on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Looking forward to it. You know, ready to kick some butt in these drafts here, man. So, all right, don't be scared. Draft my guys. You're gonna be fine. That's just how it is. All right. So let's have a great rest of your day. Enjoy yourself. Try to take it easy. Don't stress out too much with everything that's going on. It's all gonna be okay. All right. So go ahead, watch the show on YouTube, subscribe, like, and share, please. Or listen to the show on any major podcasting platform, and plenty of minor ones as well. Don't want to call them minor because they're carrying my show, so they're fantastic. They're all fantastic. But anywhere you listen to or watch your podcast, YouTube, you know, whatever, go ahead and check us out. All right. Have a great day. Enjoy it. We'll see you next time.